It's 11:30 p.m. You're in your home office, or maybe you're still in the office, staring at a to-do list that seems to have grown since this morning. That project you were supposed to finish last week is still half done. Your emails have gone from 47 to 73 unread. And tomorrow you wake up at 6 a.m. to do it all over again. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. The average American works 47 hours a week, more than any other developed nation. We spend more time in the office than our parents did. We have more productivity tools than any previous generation. And yet, we feel more overwhelmed than ever. Here's the truth that no one wants to admit. You don't have a time problem. You have an energy problem. Think about it this way. Your iPhone doesn't perform better when you use it for 16 hours straight. In fact, it slows down, heats up, and eventually shuts down. Your brain works exactly the same way. But somehow, our culture has convinced us that the more hours we work, the more productive we are. Nordic countries work 37 hours a week and have higher productivity rates than us. Tim Cook sleeps 8 hours a night. Jeff Bezos makes a point of making important decisions only when he is well rested. These guys know something most of us don't. There is a way to be more productive without working more. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, using science, not cheap motivation. Let me tell you about an experiment that completely changed the way I think about productivity. Researchers at Columbia University took 2 groups of executives. The first group worked from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. with a quick lunch break. The second group worked from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., but with strategic breaks every 90 minutes. Guess who produced more? The second group. And it wasn't even close. The science behind it is simple. Your brain is not a machine. It's more like the battery in your Tesla. It has a limited capacity, needs to be recharged, and works best when you understand its limitations rather than ignore them. There are 4 types of energy that determine your actual productivity. Physical energy, which is obvious like fuel in your car. Emotional energy, which is depleted when you deal with difficult people or stressful situations. Mental energy, which you expend making decisions, even small ones. And spiritual energy, which comes from purpose, from knowing why you are doing what you are doing. Barack Obama wore the same suit every day because he knew decision fatigue was real. Mark Zuckerberg has 20 identical gray t-shirts in his closet. For the same reason. They're not being lazy, they're being strategic. Here's what Procter & Gamble found when they tested 25-minute meetings instead of 30. People were more focused, made decisions faster, and left feeling more energized for the rest of the day. 5 minutes less, exponentially better results. The secret is not managing your time, it's managing your energy. And when you understand that, everything changes. Let's be honest about how your day really works. You arrive at the office at 8 a.m. with the best of intentions. You're going to open that important report. You're going to finally organize that presentation. But first, just take a quick look at your emails. 30 minutes later, you've answered 12 messages, been pulled into a 15-minute stand-up meeting that lasted 45 minutes, and been interrupted 3 times by someone asking, "Do you have a minute?" It's already 10:30 and you still haven't gotten to the point. Lunch turns into a work meeting. You eat a sandwich in front of your computer while answering Slack. At 3 p.m., that mental fatigue hits like a truck. You're technically working, but your head feels like a browser with 47 tabs open. All running slowly. 6 p.m. rolls around. You look at your to-do list and realize you've been busy all day, but haven't done anything that really moved the needle. So you take your work home because, at least I can focus at home. But then the kids need help with their homework, or your partner wants to talk about their day, or Netflix calls. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you don't care. It's that you're trying to use a system that was built for the industrial age in an economy that demands creative and strategic work. It's like trying to run Netflix on dial-up internet. Technically possible, but a terrible experience. The problem is not your discipline. It is your method, and the good news is that when you change your method, everything gets easier. So how do you get out of this trap? 3 simple changes that make all the difference. First, identify your prime time. Everyone has a period of the day when their brain is in prime mode. For most people, it's the first 2 hours after waking up. Others are night owls and perform best after 6 p.m. The trick is to figure out what yours is and protect that time like it's your retirement, because, in a way, it is. During your prime time, do only one thing, the work that really matters. Not emails, not meetings, not quick tasks. If you're a programmer, code. If you're a writer, write. If you're a manager, work on strategy. Put your phone on airplane mode, close Slack and guard those 2 hours like a pit bull. Second change, use the 80-20 rule for everything. Only 20% of your activities generate 80% of your results. The rest is theater. Every week, write down the 3 things that if you did only those, your week would be a success. These are your championship plays. Everything else is busy work. Third change, treat recovery as part of the job, not something you do afterward. Professional. Athletes don't feel guilty about resting between workouts. They know that recovery is where growth happens. Schedule 15-minute breaks every 90 minutes. Walk, breathe, look out the window. Your brain will thank you. If you're finding this content helpful, there's plenty more where that came from. Click the bell to make sure you don't miss out on future videos, because productivity is a skill you can develop, and I'm here to help you on that journey. But let's get to what really matters. How does this change your life? Imagine for a second what your life would be like if you mastered this. You leave the office at 5:30, knowing that you've done the work that really matters. You don't have that feeling that you should be doing something else. You come home, present, mentally present for your family, your hobbies, your personal projects. The weekend becomes a real weekend, not a disguised extension of the work week. You have energy for that side hustle you've always wanted to start, for going to the gym, for reading a book that isn't about work, for having conversations that don't revolve around deadlines and meetings. This isn't fantasy. It's basics, physics. When you stop wasting energy on things that don't matter, you have energy left over for the things that do matter. American culture has always celebrated hard work, and that's a beautiful thing. But hard work without smart work is just masochism disguised as virtue. Our ancestors built this country by working smarter than anyone else, not just harder. You have a choice now. You can continue on the hamster wheel, working longer hours to achieve the same results. Or you can do something different this week. Choose one of the 3 strategies I mentioned. Just one. Identify your prime time, or apply the 80-20 rule, or schedule real recovery. Test it for 7 days. Because here's the truth, you don't have to work harder to get more. You just have to work better. And now you know how.